Welcome back to Sports Weekly on FPTV. I am Timothy Barr at Interpair Security Corporation with Assistant Vice President of Sales and Marketing, Kendra Knight. She's going to give us some tips on keeping you safe at home and your business. What have you got for us?
Just a few common sense tips that people don't think about normally. Make sure you have lots of exterior lighting to light up the outside of your house so you do not give a burglar a place to hide. Also make sure that you have some interior lighting on timers, that pop on at different times, different lights, so that it doesn't give the burglar a routine to follow as far as you're concerned. Also make sure that you're a good neighbor. If you have to leave a key, to let someone into the house, it would be much safer to leave it with a neighbor rather than under a rock or under a flower pot, because unfortunately burglars know that trick also.
Well, all of this is good information. I have a question for you myself. What do you think about people going on vacation, timing their lights on and off at certain times? That seems to be something people do regularly, and you're telling us that's probably not a good idea. Is that right?
That's correct. Make sure that if you are going to leave your lights on a timer, that you leave them where they time on and off at different times, not the same time constantly. Those are very easy, devices. You can pick them up at Lowe's, Sears, any of those places, and they have where you can set them on and off at different times. Also make sure that you have someone picking up your mail or your newspapers, because 5 or 6 newspapers in the driveway is a neon sign also saying, hey, I'm not home and haven't been for a while, no idea when I'm coming back. So it gives the burglar lots of time to case the house and figure out how to get in without setting off an alarm.
All right, thank you. There's some good information there. Kendra Knight gave us on how to stay safe, making sure you avoid any kind of patterns that could be predicted, as well as getting rid of garbage and new boxes from new appliances, so people don't think you're just sitting there with a lot of stuff they can take, right?
Correct. TVs, unfortunately, flat screens are very popular right now. They're one of the top items being stolen, and they're very easy to fence. And then, of course, the burglar may just want it for himself.
Absolutely. That's some good info. We're going to have more stuff for you from Interpair Security Corporation coming up. Good information on the way. And right now we're going to lead off with some Livingston Parish Youth League baseball highlights. Take it away, Tommy.
In the 12-year-old division, Springfield Youth Association took on the Astros. Stros lead 6-0 in the bottom of the third when Lane Ellis gets the called strike to get out of the frame. In the top of the fourth, Devin DeLotte reaches on the infield single. Then number 2 advances on back-to-back stolen bases. Same inning, Jake Freilich runs on the third strike, allowing DeLotte to score, making it 7-0. Tanner Gleber follows that up with a comebacker to put 2 on. Garrett Sherman's fielder's choice brings in Freilich for an 8-run lead. Same inning, Luke McMorris has a base-clearing double as the Astros go on to the 11-0 win.
Meanwhile, in the 15-year-old division, it was another SYA Astro matchup, one that was a real pitcher's duel. We're all tied at 1 in the fourth when Skeeter Brumfield gets back-to-back strikeouts to get out of the inning. Not to be outdone, Astros hurler Dalton Adell also fans a pair. The Astro goes on to take it by a count of 2-1.
In the late games, SYA's 10-year-olds took on the Yankees. 1 on at the top of the first when Logan Mitchell singles up the middle to plate the game's first run. Springfield pitcher Matthew Kreitzer follows it up with 3 strikeouts, and it's 1-0 after a half. In the home half, Daniel Lawson starts things off with a single to the left side. He advances on back-to-back pass balls. Then Kreitzer helps out his own cause, plating Lawson to knot the score at 1. Kreitzer on third now. The Yanks try the old pickoff play, but Matthew slides in safely at home as SYA goes on to the 9-3 win.
SYA took on the Red Sox and the 8-year-olds as well. 1 on for the Sox when Cameron Tyndall singles past short for a base hit. Then number 2, Brett Hutchison, tests the right side to load the bases. Tristan Israel, just optioned from the A's, offers up the slow roller, bringing in a pair. Same inning, Cameron Young goes opposite field to bring in 2 more. Young tries to score from third, but Springfield catcher Trey Clifton makes the play at the plate to get out of the inning. Springfield at bat now. Clifton hits one to short. The throw is a one-hopper, allowing Trey to take second. The Sox get out of it when Israel tosses to Jordan Levy on the 4-3. The Red Sox go on to the 11-5 win.
In the 12-year-olds, the Cardinals took on the White Sox. Birds lead 1-0 in the bottom of the first when second baseman Dylan Blunt catches the pop-up for out number 1. Then he tosses to Brody Newsom for the 4-3 for out number 2. Pitcher Clay Kleinpeter gets the called strike to end the inning. Top of 2 now. The Sox try the pickoff, but Brandon Rocca beats the tag to swipe third. Caleb Holland brings in Rocca on the fielder's choice as the Cards go on to the 4-0 win.
In the late games, the Diamondbacks squared off with SYA in 8-year-old baseball. SYA leadoff batter Ben Gainey smacks one to left. He tries to stretch it into a double, but Brock Bankston's throw is on the mark, and Gainey is tagged out by Samuel Smith. Next batter, Brady Dickens sends one to the left side. Then Ty Morin singles up the middle, 53 heads for third, but Garrett tosses to Wyatt Bankston, who makes the tag out for number 2. More defense for the D-backs as Mason Davis picks up the grounder and tosses to Trevor Whittington to end the inning. Diamondbacks batting now. Trevor Whittington gets it started with a single up the middle. Next batter, Dustin Rushing picks up the base knock into shallow center. Then SYA plays a little D2 as Wyatt Cowart catches the pop-up, then tosses to Gainey for the out at third. Brock Bankston sends a little trouble to first. A pair come in to give the backs the early lead. Next batter, Jacob Duffy sends one to the left side. Bankston heads for third. Matthew Hubbard tosses to Gainey, who makes the tag for the third out of the inning.
Also on Thursday, the Yankees and Braves squared off in 10-year-old action. It's 1-0 in the top of the first when Landon Wascom comes in on the wild pitch. Yanks pitcher David Cade gets a called strike 3 to end the inning. In the home half, Jerry Long sends a little trouble to second. Later in the inning, Long comes in on a wild pitch. Next toss, Austin Ellis gets the called strike for out number 1. Then Joseph Neinstedt runs out an infield single. Hunter Stovall sends one up the middle to bring in Neinstedt to tie it at 2. This game will end in a 6-6 draw. In 12-year-old action, the White Sox did battle with SYA. It's 1-0 Sox in the bottom of the first when Tyler Mathern sends one to shallow center. Same inning, second baseman Tyler Dawsey catches a pop-up for out number 1. Then the pitch goes to the screen. Mathern heads to third, but Brock Smith throws to Daniel Talia, who makes the tag to end the frame. The White Sox take this one 10-4. In softball action, the Hot Shots took on the Shock. Hot Shots at bat as pitcher Aubriana Young picks up the slow roller and tosses to Jessica Byrne for the third out. Shock batting now. Kristen Bourgeois gets back-to-back strikeouts as the Shock go on to the 9-7 win.